Hey guys, my name is Jonathon Henderson with Pressure Washing Marketing Pros. In today's video, I'm going to go over the Google ad results we were able to get for our exterior cleaning clients in the month of March of 2025. And I'm going to be showing you guys and showcasing results from clients from all over, whether it's Florida, North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, Illinois, Missouri. There's a vast majority of different clients in different areas, and I'm going to show you with the results. And so before I start showing you guys the results, the biggest thing that I'm going to go over is just some of the definitions and terms so that you're familiar with what I'm talking about. So first off, guys, when I talk about conversions, that's basically going to end up being leads. Like, how many leads did this person get? That's what we count as conversions. And we count phone calls and form submissions as leads, or what Google considers conversions. So basically, guys, when you think of conversions, and when I'm talking about conversions, that's going to be leads. And then the second thing is we're going to be talking about cost per conversion a lot as well. And you can essentially look at that as cost per lead. Right, guys? And so I want to go ahead and clear the air when it comes to that so that you guys know the results. And so, after watching this video, hopefully you guys can kind of see what type of results that you can get with Google Ads. And so let's go ahead and get started. So this first client is actually in Florida, in a good populated area. And so if I look right here, we're running a pressure washing, roof cleaning, and paver sealing campaign for this client. And when it came to the pressure washing campaign specifically, they spent about $880. They got 18 leads, and they paid about $48, $49 per lead. And before they were working with us, they were paying, 3 times the cost, actually. They were paying about anywhere between $120 to $180, upwards to $200 per lead, and we were able to go ahead and get that down to $48. Now, roof cleaning, same thing. They spent $437 for that, and they got 9 leads, and for each of those roof cleaning leads is about $48 a pop, right? And then for paver sealing, they spent $234, and they got 7 leads, and they got a whopping $33.50 for paver sealing. So that brings their total account to $1,500 that they spent. They got 34 leads, and overall they got $45 per lead. And I know that this client, they do about $5,000 to $10,000 from our ads. I definitely wish that they would have a better close rate, but at the end of the day, they definitely drive leads, and they're very satisfied with what they're doing with our ads. So they turned $1,500 into 34 leads at about $45 a pop. We know that paver sealing is a very highly coveted service. Now, the second campaign that I want to show you guys is another client in Florida as well, because these first 3 I'm going to show you guys are in Florida. So they're running a pressure washing and roof cleaning campaign. So as you can see right here, for pressure washing, they spent $851 during the month of March. For pressure washing, they got 15 leads, and they spent about $15 or $56 per lead in that sense. And then for roof cleaning, they spent $578, got 12 leads, and they were spending about $48 per lead for roof cleaning as well. So the total that they spent for the month was $1,400. They got 27 leads at $53 per lead. And so, we also run local service ads for this client as well and manage that. And so if you look at it overall with the local service ads factored into it, they actually spent $3,100, got 63 leads, and $50 a pop. And so this is something that you can kind of expect in this area. They still have a good population density, which it's about a 600 to 700,000 population area that we're targeting. But I also told this client to supplement local service ads with the Google ads as well, because that was going to allow us to push more lead volume as well. So as I said, just strictly Google ads, they spent $1,400, got 27 leads, and they spent about $53 a lead in that sense. And so, they definitely are doing their thing when it comes to this campaign. Now, the next client I want to go over as well is going to be, the last client I'm going to talk about in Florida, and they just recently started in March. So they started the first week of March. This was a brand new campaign. They never ran Google Ads before, and, they did really good. So they're in a high income area as well. And so, we were just kind of learning their ads. And so as you guys can see right here, we were running a roof cleaning and a pressure washing campaign. So for the roof cleaning, they spent $396, got 14 leads, and they were paying a whopping $28 per lead for roof cleaning in that sense. They only spent $396, and they got 14 leads. For pressure washing, specifically, they spent $347. They got 5 leads and it was about $70, $69 per lead. And like I said, guys, this is a new campaign, so we're getting adjusted. So overall, they spent $743 for the month. They got 19 leads at $39 a lead, and that was really good. And we were also running a paver selling campaign, but it didn't do as good. So they got 1 lead from that. So overall, with that paver selling campaign, if we still want to look at that, they got 20 leads, they got, $45 a lead, and they spent $907 for that nonetheless for those 20 leads at $45 a pop. And so we are also, having good results with this new campaign. So this next client as well, so I lied, this is my last Florida client that I'm going to be showing you guys right now. This is pressure washing and roof cleaning in that sense. And so if I look at it, this client ran a roof cleaning campaign. They spent $1,200 in that sense, right? And if you look at it, they got 30 leads at $43 a pop. And then for pressure washing, they spent about $1,100, got 15 leads. And also, the pressure washing one, we had a higher cost per lead in that sense. It was $78. Definitely don't want to get that down, but it can be seasonal sometimes in this area. So overall, they spent $2,400 or $2,458. They got 45 leads and about $54 a lead in this area, right? And so now, guys, we get on to the clients that aren't in Florida. So this is a client that is going to be in Missouri, and they did really good. It's, Missouri's in the Midwest, guys, as you guys already know, and they're still getting really great results. So they spent $982 because we're just running a pressure washing campaign for them. They got 22 leads at $45 a pop in their actual pressure washing campaign. And so, even in March, right? And the results in April have been really good for them as well, even better than what we're seeing right now in March, because it can still be kind of cold in the Midwest. And so right now they spent, $982, got 22 leads at $44.67. So we're doing our thing on that campaign as well. Now, this client right here is going to be a client that is in South Carolina. And so this is a client that's been running ads with us for about 2 years. They paused them, during the winter time. They turned them back on in March, right? And so I wouldn't consider that a new campaign, but Google has to give it time to recognize, right? And even after recognizing it, that's why it's so important to always have campaign data, especially, and to consistently run Google ads, even if you pause them, because that data is going to allow you, whenever you turn them back on, to really start performing and not take as long to perform like we see with new accounts or for people that pause them for like 6 months or longer. And so this client was running a pressure washing and window cleaning campaign. As you can see, for pressure washing, they spent $648. They got 13 leads at basically $50 a pop. Then for window cleaning, they spent $350. They got 7 leads, and it was $50 a pop too, to bring the total basically spending $1,000 for 20 leads at $50, right? At $50 each for that. So we're doing pretty good in this campaign as well when it comes to this client. We also manage some of the local service ads. So they just started the local service ads in March during this time frame towards the end. And so they still got 2 leads. So overall, with the local service ads and the Google ads, they spent $1,092. They got 22 leads for about $49 a pop on there. So, great results in this client campaign in South Carolina. Now, this is a client that's in North Carolina, and this client in North Carolina, they were paying upwards of $221 per lead before they started working with us. And we started working and running their ads in actually March. Like March 1st is when we actually officially launched their ads. And so right now, this is a brand new account, but we're still doing really good in this account. As you guys can see right here, they spent $1,800. So this is a pressure washing and window cleaning campaign. So they're running both. And so they spent $1,800. They got 28 leads for about $67 a pop. And we're going to try to get that number down to about, $45 to $55 a lead in this sense. That's what I'd be most comfortable given the city that they're in North Carolina. And so I definitely want to get this down, to $45, $55 in that sense. And so window cleaning as well, they spent $738. They got 14 leads, and they were spending about $53 per lead for window cleaning. And so in total for the Google Ads campaign, when they spent $2,600, right? They got 42 leads overall at $62 a pop. And so this is essentially 3 to 4 times less than what they were paying. They were paying twice as much. They were actually spending $5,000 right? Originally with their Google Ads campaign before switching over to us. And so we've definitely saved them a lot of money and, got more efficiency and more value out of the budget that they have. And so this is a client that's going to be in Virginia. Same thing, this client runs their ads continuously, which I do appreciate, because even when it's a little bit slow, right? So it was a little bit slower in March for our Virginia people in terms of Google Ads. Not like organic search, but just for Google Ads alone. And we still spent $770. They got about 13 leads and about $59 a lead in that sense. And they're running a pressure washing campaign. And so nothing is pretty modest. We also do their SEO as well. So we drive a lot of traffic that way too. But it's pretty modest right here for the Google Ads. And honestly, this month, if we looked at this month's numbers for this client's campaign, they're actually doing much better. They're actually doing significantly better. And you guys will be able to see that probably in the next video that we have for the April case studies. And so me looking at this now, this is going to be a client that is in Tennessee and in a large, in a large populated area in Tennessee as well. And we're still getting great results for this client in this sense. They're running just a pressure washing campaign. We spent $884 for this. They got 14 leads and they're at about $63 a lead. And this is in March, so it can still be a little bit cold, a little bit slower. And we started off really good in their campaign for April as well. But this is going in March, so 14 leads, $884, $63 per lead. I'm pretty happy with that given the tough market that they're in. And so, they're still getting efficiency out of their budget. And we also have this client as well that's in Illinois. So you know that it can be very cold out there, right? And so for this client, they spent $1,200 because they're running a pressure washing campaign. So they spent $1,200. And then they actually went ahead and, as you can see right here, which I can show right now, guys, if I were to look at this, guys, they actually ran roof cleaning during that month too, which, they got $46 a lead for roof cleaning and they got 3 leads for that. But if we just look at what they're running right now, guys, in that sense, we'll go ahead and see that for pressure washing. And I'm showing this, guys, because even when it's super cold, people really aren't even looking for that service. This client brought in $17,000, right? Just from this campaign alone, with $1,200, because we track the revenue for a lot of our clients in that sense. So they brought $17,000 from just $1,200 in ad spend in that sense, because they landed like 2 or 3 really good jobs out there. That's why I say even when it's colder sometimes, you may not get the best of results in terms of cost per lead or anything like that. But as I always say, to land those commercial jobs or to land those high paying jobs, it's just going to be about 2 things when it comes to landing commercial jobs. It's going to be being at the right place at the right time or networking. And this client was at the right place at the right time because guess what? They're running ads. And so, they're definitely expect better results as time goes on. But they spent $1,200, got 16 leads, and they got $75 a lead. And this was a brand new campaign. Obviously, this client has ran Google Ads before, but we had a brand new campaign. And so we're just gathering that data because they started running Google Ads with us in March. So we're just gathering that data to ensure that this client is able to go ahead and consistently drive leads. So guys, that's the conclusion. We went over 10 client accounts right now talking about the Google Ads campaigns. And so if you guys need help with your Google Ads, go ahead and make sure to visit us at Pressure Washing Marketing Pros, guys, right? So Pressure Washing Marketing Pros right here, guys, right? We're the premier agency for, exterior cleaning businesses. We do web design, SEO, Google Ads, as you guys can see, local service ads management, and we really drive great results. We've been doing this for 5 to 6 years. You guys can click the description or, go to the free, schedule the free strategy call on our website so that you're able to go ahead and see if we can help you out and drive more leads for you in this year of 2025. So if you guys have any other questions, concerns, thoughts, or comments, please go ahead and let me know in the comments below. And I'd love to see you guys in the next video.